Hello, hello future people. I am proudly ignorant, and we're in for episode 4 of Mundane World. And I am going to keep starting with the menu, the loading screen, because uh, I like to get the little fortune cookie effect where, it said uninflammable today. But that's what, I mean, I like that. And I also want you guys to see that I'm not skipping anything. Or I don't know if that really helps with that or not, because technically speaking, I guess I could have like played a little bit, in between the recordings or something. But you would have noticed the sun has would have changed, right? I don't know. Yeah, you guys aren't really. I'm sure you guys aren't suspicious of it, anyways. I don't know why I'm paranoid about that. I really shouldn't be. It's all right. But I'm also because like I kind of like recording the. I want you guys to see me going into this world in particular. I don't know. It's not worth explaining. It's just how I'm going to do it for now. Maybe later on I'll change that. I don't know. It's very minor details that really aren't even worth talking about. I don't know why I do that. But here we are. I already started recording, so I have to just roll with it now. It's day 16, about to be day 16. This episode's gonna be way better than the last episode, guys. I have plans. I figured out a better way of doing this. I know exactly what I'm going to do in this episode. Not exactly. Somewhat, I have some idea of what I'm going to do in this episode. I need let me do tools. So one of the things that I decided on is I'm going to prioritize playing the game, focusing on the game instead of talking about like life stuff or philosophy stuff or whatever. I didn't really need to do that yet. I don't know why I did that. Whatever. I have an extra set of tools now. Because I don't want to. I don't want to get distracted while I'm trying to play the game. So like I'll talk. I should. What I'm trying to say is I should really save that kind of stuff for. Wait, I have a water bucket. I'm trying to get milk out of a cow. I need to do that. I don't have milk. What I'm trying to say is. I want to prioritize focusing on the game, and then like when I'm going to encounter the repetitive stuff, when I encounter the hello cow, I'm gonna take your milk, steal your milk. Thank you. That's all I needed you for today. Maybe later on, I'm gonna kill it for the cow meat. But I got the cow milk. I get so easily distracted, don't I? I don't think I have ADD. I really don't. I think it's just. I think I might be like somewhat autistic, but I don't know. I like to avoid trying to take psychological tests or whatever. I like to imagine that it's just all a matter of personality. What I was trying to say. What was I trying to say? Yeah. So when I encounter the repetitive parts of the game, when I don't really need to focus on it, that's when I should talk about philosophy and personal life stuff, right? But the rest of the time, I want to focus on explaining what I'm doing. And just to explain what I'm doing real quick, so I changed my mind again about where I want to build the starter house. So I don't want to do it here anymore. I don't want to do it on this hill now because, I thought about it. It is actually going to be just a massive project to be trying to do it on this hill. Because, like, I'm going to have to remove a whole bunch of snow, flatten out a whole bunch of land, patch a whole bunch of stuff around it just to make things look nicer. I'm going to have to get a ton of cobble just to, like, build a platform on which I would have to build my tiny house on. And then the house itself, like I have, I was envisioning like a 3-room house. I think that's kind of too big for the starter house. Even the a fairly small 3-room house, that's already very big. So it would take me just hundreds of days to complete that project. So I actually don't really like that idea anymore. Even though it is a good view here, I might end up building something here, but I don't think it's actually that great of a location for a tiny starter house. I really want to have like a little house built by like day 50, like 10 episodes in. I want to have something built because I have nothing so far except for like some cornerstones. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and climb the mountain and perhaps find a spot on that mountain that I think is going to be a better spot than this little hill in some way. I mean, I guess technically speaking, I would have to go through the same process, but maybe I'll find. I'm hoping that for like a better spot where that's like that seems like it's going to be less work. That looks, you'll see what I mean. I'm not sure exactly how to explain that yet. I know it doesn't make very much sense right now, but I have plans. Maybe I'll get there and change my mind again. I'm not entirely sure about that. And to be frank, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of being uncertain, also, in addition to being proud of being ignorant. I think uncertainty is a wonderful thing, and I consider it actually the most important thing. Uncertainty, just the recognition of how little we know, of how little actual information we have, how uncertain things are. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we really need to be honest with ourselves. It's a matter of like intellectual humility, intellectual integrity, and I think it's the most important thing in life, just to recognize how freaking little we understand about things, how little we really know as human beings, not just as individuals, but as a species, humanity as a whole. I think we know very, very little. We really overestimate. Hello, goat. This is not a very tall hill. What are you doing all the way over here, goat? This is like not that high up. I didn't think these guys spawned at this altitude. I guess they do. It's probably going to be mountain goats up on the mountain. So, anyways. Yeah, uncertainty is. I'm a big fan. I consider it's my top number one most important thing, number one value in life. Okay, I have 5 values in life that I subscribe to, that I consider to be, my set of values in life, and uncertainty is the number one thing that I value the most in life. I think it's very important. And I was talking about how. As humanity as a whole, I think, like when you're in school and you're and they're pretending to teach you things in school, they really make it seem like everything's already figured out, and you get this impression that there's nothing more to learn, that science is already, that in the world of science. They already have everything figured out. So like, what is the point of even trying to become a scientist or getting into these serious fields, because everything's already figured out. And that's kind of the impression that I had when I was originally in school. And now I've realized that is not the case at all. Like we know so little. Even the people that spend their careers getting really into physics or whatever, or economics or whatever, you get really into this stuff, and then you realize just how freaking little we actually understand about stuff. I mean, it is remarkable how freaking little we know as a species. We live in pre-paradigmatic times. Have you heard that term before? Pre-paradigmatic. I really like that term. It's one of those overly long, overly smart-sounding words. Paradigmatic. So there's what it basically means is, so like there's certain paradigms. We're nearing the top of the hill. I guess I should pause my talking for a second and just appreciate the beauty of the landscape. Very nice. Yeah, you know what? You do see a lot from this hill. Like I thought that I was expecting it to be too tall. I guess now that I have the render distance pretty far, I have the render distance at 24 chunks. I recently got a new computer, and it's not even that beefy of a computer. It's like a tiny computer, and but I think it has like a decent amount of RAM. I don't even know the specs of this tiny ass computer, but it does the job. You know, it does everything I need. You know, while also recording. Yeah, here we are atop the mountain. But yeah, we live in pre-paradigmatic times when everything, in every field, we don't really know exactly how things work. We haven't figured it out yet. In economics and in politics, education, philosophy, everything. We do not have shit figured out. Not just physics, not just, don't even get me started on psychiatry. Like we understand ourselves so very poorly. Or medicine. Like everything, just absolutely everything. We know so freaking little. And perhaps that makes it kind of exciting. Like, you know, so, and that makes your intuition basically, you know, the best guide you're gonna have. I think it's, you know, your intuition is really because the thing is there's very little information, but there's also, you know, the little bit that we have is already a bit overwhelming for like one person to get to know it at all, or even like a little bit of the little bit. You know, if you're just like a lay person that's not really doesn't have a whole lot of time on their hands, that's having to freaking work overtime hours, trying to get a raise at work, trying to, you know, while you're dealing with chronic illness, or you know, trying to get to where you can get healthy, or whatever, you know, all kinds of circumstances that you could be in that would cause you to have very little time in your hands. It's going to be very nice up here. I do like the spot, and see the peaks here. So like, yeah, they're pretty high up, but it's not going to be that much space to clear to have, you know, it would be a really, like, it's not that much snow to clear off to sort of flatten out the top of this mountain, and I think it would make for a wonderful spot to have a little house built upon, and I think I would like it better than that hill. That hill is more flat like, so there's actually more space to clear out, and more materials to like flatten it properly. So actually, I think this is an excellent location for my starter house build. I'm gonna sleep real quick. And I don't even see any mountain goats on top of the hill. And I guess, you know, you could always kill them anyways, but I don't like killing mountain goats. That just seems awfully mean. But since there's no mountain goats, I'm not, you know, I don't feel like I'm particularly endangered up here. I mean, I guess I could always fall off if I'm not careful enough. But, you know, I'm a very careful person. I can totally, you know, not fall off. That's like, you know, not the scariest thing, that, you know, the biggest threat, I would say. I'm not too worried about that. I'm gonna have so much snow. I should make a chest just to store all of my snow. It's not a chest. Well, that's enough for a chest, but I wanted to make a crafting table. Let's make a crafting table up here. Oops, I meant to do this. Crafting table. Temporary spot right there for a crafting table. I'll make a temporary chest here just for the snow. Let's see, where do I want this chest to be at? Right here? Sure. I don't like it being on the snow because I think I'm going to clear out a whole bunch of the snow. Well, I'm going to flatten it down to where, you know, this is probably going to get flattened down, further down. So actually, yeah, this is not the, I'll have to move things around pretty soon, but for the time being, I think this is going to be all right. I'm going to put this way up, 3 fence posts up, because it might melt some of the snow that I'm planning on clearing out anyways, but that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I guess now, oh yeah, I wanted to place a cornerstone. I wanted to see if we're within a kilometer. So basically, another thing that I decided on is For the first 1,000 days of this hardcore series, I want to be within a square kilometer. With this, wow, you can see the cornerstone from way over there. That's not the map center though. That's like the southeasternmost cornerstone of the origin map. The origin map, what I call the origin map. So the origin map is where the origin, like the 0, is located in, and that's where I made the first 4 cornerstones around the 0 coordinates. And if you make a map there, it's going to be a level 0 map in the 4th quadrant, in the southeastern quadrant. And that's where we currently are. We're in the southeastern quadrant. Let's see the coordinates. Yeah, we're not even 500 blocks in. I was thinking like we would be like nearly 1,000 blocks. It's easy to overestimate the amount of space you're looking at, I guess. We're not even, yeah. So the level 2 map, the 500 map, that ends at 448. So like, we're not even close to that one. The 448 coordinate is going to be like way over there. So we're actually, the closest one to us is 320. Let's see, 320. Yeah, 320, 320. Let's see where that is. I want to place a cornerstone there. Do I have enough wood? I don't have enough. I didn't bring any brushwood with me. God damn. Blah, 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 blah. I have no birchwood. I wanted to, I guess I'll keep converting this into snow for now. Snow blocks. Sure. Just make this the snow chest for the time being. Darn it, I didn't bring birchwood with me. I've been doing this with birchwood. Am I gonna go all the way freaking back down to get birchwood? Yeah, that's gonna be a massive project to build like a stairs going up. Or I guess I'll probably just make ladders and have like a hole with ladders for, at first. Eventually I'll make it to the nether and get soul sand and then have an elevator shaft going all the way up. Yeah, this is definitely the spot. I need birchwood. Do I want to stick with birchwood? You know what? Actually, maybe I don't have to make all the cornerstones out of birchwood. Maybe, since I'm up here on this hill, I think actually spruce wood would look really nice. The spruce wood looks really nice in snowy biomes, and it's very fitting to use spruce wood in snowy biomes because there's already spruce is there's growing everywhere. I'm gonna leave this one up. I really like how that one looks there. It's like right and it's centered and it's just naturally there. That's a natural tree. Isn't that a wonderful like spawn for the natural tree? I'm gonna go cut this one down. I don't see any fluffy snow over here. Oh what the hell? That was an Enderman sound. Whew. Yeah. All right. Is that fluffy snow? No, it's not. I don't think it is. That is not fluffy snow. That is regular snow. There's no like layer of fallen snow on it. Okay. I'm going to cut this spruce tree down, and I'm going to use spruce wood for the cornerstone, for the 320 cornerstone. So yeah, this episode is going to be just way better than the previous one. Isn't this going great? I think this is going great so far. And by the way, I am thoroughly what's the word? Excited? That's not the right word. I was surprised and thrilled. That's the right. I'm thrilled with how receptive the I've gotten some feedback on what I've done so far, and I'm just thrilled about that. Some people actually watched this stuff. There were people that watched this. There were people that left likes on the videos that I made, and there were even people that left me comments. I'm just in disbelief. I did not expect that to happen this soon. You know, I expected to just get no views whatsoever for like, I don't know, the first 10, 20 episodes, and then get like barely any views maybe, and then like maybe after a long while, after I get like really good at this or something, or I have something really impressive built, maybe eventually I would start I would get like one like on like one thing somewhere. So like I am very, very pleased with the reception that I'm getting from this. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. If you're watching this right now, if you're watching this, if you're following up, if you watched the previous ones and you're following through and actually enjoying the series and actually following up with this, I appreciate you so much. It really boosts my morale. I've been feeling very demoralized lately with life in general, and I'm not going to get too much into it right now, but basically work is being really, really difficult right now, because I'm just having overtime. Man, I know I signed up for it. Like I knew that I was going to have to work mandatory overtime, at least some mandatory overtime when I started. So I can't blame the. I only have myself to blame for this. But at the same time, it's like it's so frustrating that you kind of have to sign up for that if you want to make a substantial amount. Like if you're going to not be willing to work mandatory overtime, then you're going to have to accept to have to work for less, because that's a factor, right? So I guess I have to be willing to do that if I want to make what I make currently. And I do not make very much. I'm not going to say how much I make, but I really feel like I make very little. Not very little. I've made less in the past, so I feel like I've gotten somewhere. But for my age, I'm not making very much at all, and I'm trying really hard to at least get a raise out of, at least work this job for long enough that I would get a raise, and then take have some time, take my time looking for my next job. I kind of feel like I've rushed into this one because I was getting paranoid about how long I was already taking to not work. So I kind of rushed into it, and now I'm kind of kicking myself for having done that. I really should have not gotten too paranoid about my job prospects and just taken a longer time looking for a job. I rushed into it, but they took me right away. I started working like a day after basically the next day after the interview. I was like, yeah, I'm totally ready to work, and I was, because at the time I didn't work for like 7 months before this job on purpose. I saved up a bunch of money from my previous job, and then intentionally took a long break because I had to quit smoking cigarettes, because I was the reason I lost my previous job was because I was too unhealthy for it, because from the cigarettes, and not directly. I was indirectly too unhealthy for it. Let's see. I'm just gonna place a torch up here real quick. Oh. Sit there. No, wrong button. Damn it. Torches are assigned to number 8, right? No, number 9. They're always number 9. Why did I think it was 8? 8 is where I have my food. Speaking of food, do I need food? Not really. No, I'm good. Wow, gonna be a beautiful sunset over here, and I can still see the village there. Although I guess I can't see any villagers from this far up. But at least I can see the village. I mean, I definitely won't be able to see them move around. I have the simulation distance up to 12, half of the render distance. But the thing is, with the way Minecraft works currently, even if you have the simulation distance pretty far up, things are not moving out there. Like, they're there. Those mobs are there, but they're just staying in one place. They don't move. They just turn, which I think is kind of lame. I wish that I wish you could watch them move around. Like, that bee is within range. That bee is moving around, but you know, if you get far enough out, they're just stuck there. It's the Matrix. All right, what am I doing next? I'm gonna clear some snow. I broke a shovel. Oh yeah, I was getting spruce wood so that I can make put a cornerstone down. This is very nice. I'm going to be very happy with this, I think, when I finally get this house built, this little tiny house. So I think I'm going to just flatten out this entire top of the mountain to where you can basically walk across it back and forth a good distance. And then I'll figure out where exactly do I want to build my starter house at, on that end of it or on this end of it. I need to make a spot for spruce wood and to grow spruce wood in. Where am I going to do that? Let's do that somewhere that I'm not going to have to dig back out. So like I think right here, this is probably as low as I'm going to flatten it down to. So I think this is going to be a good spot for the spruce wood. And there's already dirt here. Ooh-wee. I'm not going to have to place any extra. I'm going to have to place a little bit more dirt. I like collecting everything. I hate to leave blocks to just disappear. Did it already disappear? There it is. I knew there was some snow. Even if it's a completely worthless block, I have this pet peeve where like I don't like to leave blocks to just, not blocks, leave items just hanging out to where they eventually disappear. I collect everything, even if it's completely worthless. I like to hoard things in this game. Hoarding completely worthless things. It's great. I like to do it. Okay. I'll probably get more into how I feel about work in general. I don't want to. Well, in general, and I'll probably end up talking about my job in particular. Also, although I have to be real cautious about how much I talk about that, because you're not. I'm sure I can get in trouble for saying too much about it. I like it. I like where I work so far. I don't have anything. Anything against it so far. It's being rough for me for now, but that's on me. It's because I should have been more cautious, more selective about where I wanted to work. They did not deceive me, so in that regard, I guess in some ways I think managers kind of are forced to deceive you in some ways. So in some ways they kind of have, but I also can't really hold them. I can't hold it against them, because in some ways it's part of being a manager, I guess. I'll get into all of that later on. I don't want to get into that right now, because I need to think really hard about what all am I really, what is it okay to talk about, what is not okay to talk about. I haven't thought enough about that. See, what I don't like about this spot is some of this tree is going to be overhanging, and then I'm not going to be able to go back down to collect the saplings, and I like to collect the saplings, so actually I'm going to have to move it a little bit further in, perhaps like right there. I guess I'll flatten it out just a little bit more. What is over here? Nothing. There's nothing there. Where do I want to do this? Maybe this is where, this is a good spot. Maybe this is where I should do it. Since there's nothing over here. This is not a bad spot. There might be a quicker way of doing that. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna fill this in with dirt. Do I have enough dirt for that? I think that's enough dirt. Yeah, I'm just gonna fill this in with dirt for now. I don't know if this is, you know, I might do something different with this hole eventually. I don't know. There we go. This is good. I like this now. Okay, now I can plant some saplings here. There might be more. Did I collect all of the? I think did I collect all of the saplings from where I chopped these down at? I don't know. Is it even worth going all the way back there for the saplings? Yes, it is. It's worth it. You have to collect everything. Yeah, I think I did actually. I think I chopped like down, I cut all of the leaves down there. Yeah, I don't see anything down there. I got it all. Okay, and it grew immediately. All right. The dogs are having a bark off out there. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think the ambient sounds from wherever you're recording from, I think that's actually a good thing. I know, like, you know, I hear other YouTubers, you know, talking about how, oh man, an ambulance is passing by. That sucks. God forbid an ambulance pass by while you're recording, or like something's happening outside. No, I think that's fine. You know, I live next to train tracks. You're going to hear a bunch of like train sounds, like in every episode probably, and I love that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. I think it's actually, it adds to the atmosphere. It makes it seem more real, right? I think so. I think it's cool. This is the way to do it. Oh yeah. Oh, no. Damn it. Maybe not. Maybe that's not. Ooh, I know. If you do it in non-crafting, no, that doesn't work. Oh well, then this is the quickest way to do this. Then maybe like this. Aha, you need to have 4 spaces open in your inventory, and then you can just click the number keys to do this real quick. That's how you do it. Yeah. There we go. Got all of it converted into snow. Okay, I really just wanted to collect some spruce wood so I can place down a cornerstone at what, 320, 320? 320, 320, yeah. Where is that? That is over here somewhere. There's 320. And, oh man, it's gonna be like way far down the mountain. Oh well, I guess I gotta go down there. I really like my cornerstones. We are on day 18. I only have, what, like 1 more day to go until I have to end the episode. I'm gonna cut this tree down too, I think. 320. There's 320. Oh. Nope, not in that direction. I'm gonna go in this direction. Here we go. And when you're placing these, you want to 320. The coordinate, the relevant coordinate, is going to be the outermost edge of the cornerstone. So the 4 blocks are going to go you know, 320, 320, and then 319, 320, and then 319, 319, basically. Does that make sense? That makes sense, right? And time to sleep again. I'm not sure why I cleared that out. Placing a bed automatically clears snow. It's a very safe episode today. I didn't really do anything particularly dangerous. I barely talked about anything, you know, philosophical. So, there's a lot of stuff that, you know, I feel like I could just talk indefinitely about my pet, the concepts that I think a lot about. My pet topics, that's the term, pet topics. My biggest pet topic is actually something that I never, I don't need the interface for this, that I never, oh wait, I do, because I need to place the cornerstone. I still need to see the coordinates to place. Let me do this real quick and then I'll talk a little more. 319, 320, 320, 319. Oh, I need a shovel. Shovel real quick, gotta build a shovel. I ran out of shovels. Sure, I'll just place it right there. That's fine. Okay. And I don't actually want the crafting table there. That's a very random spot for a crafting table. Okay. 319, 320. And this way. There's the train. I'm right next to like the busiest train line in the city too. So I hear them all the time, which I'm very fond of. I'm very happy about that. I love to hear train sounds. No more dirt? Are you serious? Oh, man, I used up all of the dirt to build. Well, I guess I don't really need it. I need wood, not dirt. Okay. This is where that cornerstone's gonna go. Right? Yeah, right here. So it's gonna be like over here. Oops. And I guess I'll have to make it pretty tall to make it even with something, so that I have good access to it. And I don't really like how it looks at the bottom over here. Oops. I'll have to, well, I guess when it snows, this is all going to get covered with snow anyways. It's not going to look bad. It's going to be alright. Maybe I'll do something like this. Place a block of dirt down there. Yeah. Yeah, that'll look natural. That will look good. So I'm gonna fill in a whole like this stuff right here with what, with cobble. Just with cobble. Okay. Well, this is gonna be pretty monotonous. That's the word I was looking for. So yeah, when I'm gonna do monotonous stuff like this, like filling stuff in, that's when I should talk about falafel-y. Can't leave the snowballs behind. So when I make these cornerstones, I like to have a corner of the cornerstones at least accessible to where I can easily walk up to it and jump on top of it. So this is what I tend to do with these things. So bear with me while I do this. So yeah, falafel. My pet topics that I like to talk about the most. So yeah, my biggest thing, god damn it, the biggest thing that I like to talk about, that I want to write a book about, that I don't hear anybody else talking about, that, well, frankly, I haven't done the research on it. Like, it might turn out that I'm not the first one to think about this, to come up with it. And I know, that similar, there's things out there that are that are similar, that are in the similar vein. And I'll probably build like a staircase coming down here, something like that. I'll get it started. My favorite pet topic is what I like to call tribe revival. And what I mean by that is not like, I don't mean like indigenous tribe revival. No, I mean like, basically I'm an extended family advocate. All right, like literally like the tradition, the prehistoric, the tribe in the prehistoric sense. Because my thoughts are, I'm thinking, am I going to need to make spruce fences now that I'm up here? Well, I have been using birch fences everywhere. I'm going to have to bring some birch saplings up here and plant birch trees as well. Yeah, I'll just have to put birch fences down on this. That's fine. That's going to be all right. I'm all right with that. No. Is that the right? That's not the right. That's not where northwest is. Northwest is this way. I don't want a fence post there, though. Damn it. All right. I'm going to break the pattern. It's okay to break the pattern. It makes it special. This cornerstone is special. The fence post points southeast. All right. It's a special cornerstone. It's the one that's closest to my little tiny house. I'm going to build a tiny house here. So yeah, tribe revival. That's my biggest pet peeve topic that I want to write a book about, that I haven't done any research on whatsoever yet on. So other people probably, had some similar thought in this direction. But as far as I know currently, as I have basically arrived at this independently, just from compulsively thinking about things, about life, for inordinate amounts of time. And I figured that basically the reason that life kind of sucks for everybody currently is because in the tribal setting, we used to live in bands of relatives. Back in the day, in the prehistoric times, humanity used to, we evolved in the social environment of being in little groups of people that are related to us most of the time. Small groups of relatives that you end up being with your entire life, that you end up living and working with your entire life. And you know what? I think that is what we're missing. That is what we're missing in modern times. And I think it's actually possible to revive that the prehistoric social dynamic basically make modern tribalism, revive tribalism within the modern setting. Essentially, is what I'm suggesting. This bee is very out of place up here, but you are welcome, bee. Please hang around here. And the way that would look, the way I think, I envision it would look like in my vision is basically I imagine that relatives could just stick together, just stick around, and not, instead of the status quo, the paradigm, I guess, of moving away from your family, of starting new families, instead of the paradigm Oh, there's a cave down here. Instead of the nuclear family paradigm, I think if we should care about more than that. We should care about the extended family. About, you know, not just your kids. Man, dude, this tree is an anomaly. Look at that. Jesus. It is growing on a single block of dirt, surrounded by snow. That is an anomalous tree. I think that's a sign. That is a sign. That is a sign that this is definitely the spot. This is definitely where things are going to happen. You know, that is a good sign that I've found an excellent spot. An anomalous tree right here. Dude, that is beautiful. I'm gonna make it taller and connect it to the stone underneath. Oops. I guess it needs some dirt to grow in. I'm gonna put like 1 block of dirt underneath it. I'll eventually expand this to like a 3x3 block. Is there dirt underneath? Yes, there is dirt underneath this. Okay, I'm gonna have it connect all the way down to this dirt. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. Something like that for now. 1 more block of dirt there. 1 more block of dirt right there. I think that'll. Man, I really need like 1 more block of dirt. Well, maybe not. Oops. Gotta watch out. Gotta watch out to not fall down from the mountain. Yes, that's gonna look fine. I like how that looks for now. That looks fine. That looks fine. Stop building things and sleep. You need to sleep, Artem. There we go. I might be going over my time limit here already. Is it already past? It is day 20 right now. I need to end this episode. So, yeah, tribe revival. I envision groups of relatives sticking together. And essentially, the idea is you can just purchase adjacent property for your kids. All right, and I think kids would. I think kids would actually appreciate that. Yeah, let's have it grow all the way down. Have more dirt underneath it. Yeah. I think kids would appreciate that. I don't think, I think that would work out, and the kids would think that you're like the best parent ever if you do that for them. You should just purchase houses for your kids that are right next to your house, and then encourage them to do the same thing for their kids, and encourage your aunts and uncles to also move in right next to you, and before you know it, you'll have a little family turf. A little area occupied by your family, your group of extended relatives. And fuck it, I'll have to jump down here. Nothing around me, right? Yeah, there's lots of iron here I'm gonna pick up. And yeah, before you know it, you're gonna be surrounded by a group of relatives, a fairly sizable group of relatives, and you can also you should run a family business together. You should also work together, not just live together. You should fuck it, I'm doing it by hand. You should live and work together. And yeah, I think that would just completely solve all of the problems in the world if people did that. I think people would be much happier with their lives if they were living in such groups of relatives. And I know the most common objection to this is probably that, actually, people don't get along very well. Are you kidding me? Family members are notorious for not getting along well. And you know what? I think that's bullshit. I'm sorry. I think that is complete complete horseshit. I think the reason family members don't get along is because of bad values. It's because of bad belief systems. Religion. Yeah, I think religion is really bad. Sorry guys, I hope nobody gets offended by this that's watching this right now. If you are, please bear with me. I'll change your mind. I'll get into this and I'll talk about why religion is bad, and I'll change your mind on it, and you'll feel better about it. You're gonna forsake God and agree with me eventually, and your life will improve from having done that. And I don't even advocate. I'm not even an atheist. I don't. It's not that I think that nothing supernatural exists. No, I think that I'm an optimistic agnostic, meaning that I think it's more likely than not that something's out there, that supernatural, that there is a supernatural world out there that does exist. Damn, it's really hard to climb back up there. I'm not sure exactly where the beginning of the cave, there it is, the beginning of the cave's right here, and then there we go. Now I'm back on top of the hill. I just want to get back on top of the hill before I end the episode. Yeah, I do. I think it's more likely than not that there is a supernatural world out there, and I think our conception of what it's like is completely wrong. I think we're nowhere close to having the right idea. I think all of the religions of the world are wrong about what's actually going on, and I think we're all being lied to. We're all being deceived by the priests, and that isn't a topic for another episode because it is already day 20, right? Day 20. So, well, I guess actually no, because this is the last day of this episode. Never mind, we're not going overtime. I actually have the rest of this day before it's closing time, before it's time to wrap up. I can keep talking. I got half a day left to keep talking and keep flattening out space and collecting more snow. Yeah, so my take on religion is it has to do with determinism. I think any religion that fails to account for the lack of free will must not be accurate. So that means that Christianity is for certain not the real religion. And most religions out there do not account for the lack of free will. I think that even that free determinism is not. It is not. What's the word? It's not incompatible with spirituality. I think that there is totally a supernatural world out there beyond what we see. There's a supernatural world out there, and there is no free will in it either. There is no free will all the way down to, if there is some kind of a God, some kind of a force of nature that's like the some kind of force of nature that's like the singularity that was there at the beginning of it all, or something like that. If there is something like that, and there probably is, I think there probably is, it also did not have free will. The singularity, the supreme being, also has absolutely no control over what the hell it's doing. It's turtles all the way down. There was no agency involved in the creation of the world. Nature, I like to refer to it as nature. I think that the world as we know it, basically, if I was, instead of using the word God, because I think that makes it sound religious, and I do like having a word for the concept of everything, of the all-encompassing everything, of the entire universe, of the multiverse and everything that exists. I like to refer to that as nature. I think that is simply, the world that we live in, and it's all that exists, and it is nature. This is nature. It doesn't. It's the way. Hello, bee. You are beautiful. I want to take a screenshot of this bee because it is beautiful, and I want to actually have a good, what's it called? A good damn it, F12. F12 is the hotkey I have for screenshot. I forgot. Come back, bee. I want to take a picture of you. You're flying away. Why are you flying away? We're friends. Please come back. I really hope it comes back. It will come back. I know it will. So I do like to have the word, I use the word nature to refer to everything that exists. I call it nature, and I think that um, there was no agency in it at all whatsoever. Everything that happens, everything that we live, that we experience, is inescapable. It had to happen. There was no choice in it. So even if we have souls, even if there's an afterlife, our souls also um, don't have free will. We just do what we have to do. We are there's it, it's every all decisions are outcomes of processes. The we use I still use the word decision, but that's just for lack of a better word. Just because for the utility of the word, for lack of a better word, you kind of have to have a word for the concept of a decision, but that doesn't mean that there was agency in it. People like to say, well, you say that you're making decisions, so doesn't that mean that you're admitting to having free will? No, no. There's no other way to get that concept across. That basically, a decision is something that you're taking accountability for. If you're calling something a decision, that means that that there's basically utility in taking accountability for your actions, even though you technically didn't have a choice in it. The way that society, the way the way that society works, the way that humanity works is the way our biology works. There we go. There's biological utility in holding ourselves accountable. So we do need the concept of decisions, of decision making, and the concept of personal responsibility. But I don't agree with punishment. I think that nobody deserves to be punished. So I do believe in the utility of taking accountability for things. But that is so beautiful. Screenshot that. I'm going to screenshot that moon. Looking right over this chest with a bed next to right here. No, that's not a good spot. Man, I just want a good picture to end the episode with. Here. Actually, that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. That's a good a spot as any. Is that gonna be a good? Damn it! It's over. It's over. I failed. That's not gonna be a good thumbnail. I don't have a good thumbnail. Once again, I'm just gonna have to go with a random ass thumbnail, just like I have been doing. And it's not even next. I at least want it to be next to a light. I probably have the OCD or something like that, or OCPD or something, because I'm extremely finicky about placing things, stuff like that. What was I saying? Yeah, determinism, and yeah, there's no free will. There's so yeah, I think it's we do need the concept of personal responsibility because we're biologically wired for it. That's the thing. Even if you don't believe in free will, you can't help but feel bad about things that you've done that affected people in some kind of that harmed somebody in a way that you regret. You're going to feel remorse about things even if you don't believe in agency. I think my favorite philosopher in this along this that talks about this is Robert Sapolsky. Now, I originally was influenced by Sam Harris. Sam Harris talked me into not believing in free will, but Sam Harris kind of fell from grace on account of his Trump derangement syndrome. But Robert Sapolsky is my new hero. I really like what I've heard from Robert Sapolsky. He was recently interviewed by Alex O'Connor, and that's probably my favorite internet philosopher guru is Alex O'Connor. I highly recommend that channel. But yeah, those are my dudes. Alex O'Connor recently interviewed Robert Sapolsky, and he's like my second favorite. You know, well, not my second. He's basically my biggest influence, the biggest influence in terms of free will and what that means for us, and what we should, how we should go about our lives, considering that we, if we believe that we don't have free will. It's just beautiful out here. It's going to be wonderful. There we go. This is a good spot to take a picture of. There we go. This is going to be a great thumbnail. And on that note, it's time to bring this episode to a close. I feel good about this episode. I think it went well. I've said a lot of things that I wanted to say. I've made good progress. I still don't have anything built, but I've at least found a good spot where I want to build things at, and I'm gonna let you go from here. I'm gonna leave it at that. All right. Sun is going up fast. That's it. That's the end of episode 4. Thank you so much to anyone that's watching this. It is. There's that bee. I'm so happy about that bee. I need to make a lead to tie it down to something. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't tie that bee down. I should let it fly around. Let it be free. And hopefully it never flies away. All right. I gotta call it a day. Thank you guys so much. It really warms my heart that some people apparently like this. I really appreciate that, and I really hope that you stick around, and I really hope that I don't die anytime soon in this hardcore mode world, and that I make it to day 1000 someday, and that it'll continue, and I'll build lots of things and talk about philosophy and vent about things in my personal life, and respond to comments. I am very responsive. I love receiving comments, and I love to respond to comments, and if you want me to talk about certain things, I'm very responsive to that. I will be very happy to engage with anybody that wants to engage with me intellectually from out there. So please let me know your thoughts. If you want to, if you want me to elaborate on something I said, please let me know. Also, I like critical comments. I like troll comments. I like, I really like, I like mean comments too. Because I'll get to that in another episode. I'll talk about comment etiquette in another episode. For the time being, just say whatever you have on your mind. I will respond. If it's just a sign of gratitude or something, I might just hit the heart button. If there's nothing really to say except for thanks, then I'll probably just hit the heart button. But if it's anything of substance, I will respond. I love to talk, to chat, to try to chat with people out there. All right, that's it. That's all for today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shadowlay, my fellows. Shadowlay. Sorry, I just had to let the music run. It's so good. That's it. I can't let it run the entire song. We're gonna have to end it here. All right, that's it. Shadowlay.